Hey, can you hear me? I think you're muted.
Yep, I was muted.
Oh, there we go. What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. How about you?
Same old, same old. Did you ever figure out that whole situation with your
With the
computer?
oh,
Yeah.
I restarted. It's a brand new computer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. Uh,
Nothing like wiping it clean.
yeah, right. And starting everything over again.
Absolutely.
Oh, all right, let's get into this. Okay, let's see.
So Chris didn't make it, huh?
Maybe he'll still join. I'm not sure. It seemed like everybody was kind of like we were all okay and very flexible with the time. I don't know if he ended up needing to push it back or whatever the case, but we'll see. We're here, so um,
Gotcha.
might as well get started. Let me know. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay, perfect. Cool. So it looks like I was taking a couple notes. We do have to go over who wants to cover what as far as the tasks. So task one is essentially just this right here, the Zoom call. Task two and task three are going to be the biggest, the actual portion of the final itself. So we'll have to go over who's going to cover risk assessment, recovery strategies, incident response, and integration with the business continuity plan. And then also we'll figure out configuration management, access control, and incident reporting. Um, they're a little lopsided. There's only seven. Um, so we'll have to figure out how we want to kind of divide that up. I'm totally fine with taking two, one, three. It don't matter to me.
Yeah.
But we will have to figure out how we want to go about doing that. Um,
Are we going to plan it as if the others are going to join us, or are we planning it as you and I are going to complete the project?
so both of them have responded. Sarah responded in the group on Canvas, and then Chris has been in here in the Teams chat. So I would assume that they're also going to be involved. Unlike my last project, how I was explaining to you, it was four people and only two of us did the work. I would assume that's not the case here, because we've at least gotten a hold of them. And even if they don't show up today, I would assume we could we
Put
could
out
divvy up the work ourselves and then kind of tell them, hey, this is what you're going to cover, blah blah blah.
send out an
Because I
email
don't think
saying here, this is what discussed here. You take care of this, and if you don't hear a response, then of course one
we'll have to figure out
somebody
how
will.
to. Right, right, right. Yeah, that sounds good to me because I honestly don't think it's not really gonna matter who does what anyways. Just as long as it gets done.
Okay.
And then also there was where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Final presentation. This part right here. So I didn't realize when I was going over this initially for the first couple weeks, I thought it was just this portion of the project. But we also have to turn in a written disaster recovery plan as well. So that kind of changes things a little bit, because it's more than just the slides. I would assume it's going to be a little more detailed than what we can put into like two slides, you know?
Okay.
Um,
So in the book,
so
they give like a outline for completing a disaster recovery plan.
yeah, yeah, and I've found this as well. Not that we have to follow this, but just as like a guideline, we can kind of use this to see, okay, like we should include like a scope, assumptions. We should each have like one phase that we cover.
Okay.
Like I said, not to not that this is the end all be all or like the book version would be, but just kind of as like a guide. Okay, this is how we go about doing this. This is how we, progression for the next step, yada yada yada. Um,
Absolutely.
just as like something you can look at I'll probably look at this, the one in the book. I'll probably find even more just to make sure I'm covering all my bases. Um, but with that being said, I do think obviously it would make more sense if we covered, like let's say I get risk assessment and configuration management, right?
Okay.
So for those portions, I could also write those portions for the final written DRP as well.
Okay. That
That
makes
seems to make the most sense to me as opposed to like I get risk assessment and configuration management, and then I'm writing about like the initial steps in a disaster recovery plan. You know what I mean?
correct.
That
Right
just
about
doesn't
what
make
you're, right
right,
about what you're doing. Yeah.
right, because that would doing it that way seems like it would be creating additional work when there doesn't really need to be any.
Yeah.
Um, what other questions did I jot down here? Each should cover one phase of the DRP, which we went over. Written DRPs cover scope, phases, roles and responsibilities. We'll have to figure out. Hopefully, Chris will join here. And then a minimum of 2 slides each, which should be pretty easy to do. But I do think that covers um everything as far as the project itself.
Doesn't it have
And
to,
sorry.
we got to do like we did in that other group thing where we got to narrate our video.
Yeah. Yeah. Like last time, I'm totally cool with putting all that together. That doesn't bother me. As long as I have everything, I usually work on Saturdays. I'm gonna take this Saturday coming up off.
Okay.
So that way I should have extra time throughout the weekend to kind of put everything where it needs to go. And if anything comes in last minute on Sunday or Monday, then we can do that as well. It's totally fine. But like I
Okay.
said, I'm gonna take Saturday off just to give myself more time to get everything done. If you have all your stuff done by then, you can start sending it over. You can do it Sunday, Monday, don't matter to me.
Okay.
What else? What else? Yeah, I think that's it. We just have to figure out, is there any of these that you're more comfortable with doing? It doesn't matter to me necessarily because it's probably going to include an extensive amount of research anyways.
Correct.
So it doesn't
Um,
matter to me which ones I get.
yeah, if you want to just take our names and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, whoever. If you're going to put it together, give yourself one, and then give everybody else two. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So, like,
Let me
if
go
you want
back
to
in.
do, um, like, I'll start with me as risk assessment, and then do Chris as
Uh-huh.
recovery, Sarah as incident, and you with integration with the business continuity plan, and then me back with configuration management, Chris with access control, and Sarah with incident reporting.
Okay.
Then that
Okay,
way,
yeah.
and then
I can take
we get
everything
everything
and
to give it to that, and then if you want to lend a hand with, if you want to, if anybody's having any issues with um, putting together their part of the plan, or um, you can always the you can always help out with the, oh, where was it? I saw what you were
the
talking about. The written
the
port,
written DRP?
yeah, the written DRP and the written security policy development.
Right. Real quick before I forget, I want to get it out here because this is being recorded. It's gonna probably take a good amount of communication, because I would assume that this project is not looking for like general um general information. I would assume they want it all like stacked together.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is like let's say like let's say I'm covering integration with the business continuity, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna have to take elements of each of your guys's risk assessment, recovery strategies, and incident response to integrate it into the business continuity plan.
I
Does that
got
make
you.
sense?
Yep.
So it's gonna take a little bit of communication on our end, kind of like, hey, like what? And I was with Keith in the last project as well. So the first and the second one that I've done. And what we kind of did was we said, hey, where are you at? Like, what's the angle you're taking with your writing? So then that way I know how to approach it as well. Because then it kind of like, it kind of eliminates this factor where uh, your portion will have one tone or one thing you're speaking about specifically, and mine has something totally different.
Yeah, makes sense.
It completely gets rid of that and it keeps everything pretty cohesive. So that was super helpful, and I think we should probably do something like that here. And it doesn't need to be like I don't need to like go over somebody's entire rough draft. I just need to know like, hey, these are the main portions of my risk assessment. So consider that when you're doing the business continuity plan, or these are the main points of the recovery strategies. Just keep that in mind when you're doing the business continuity.
Okay.
Just so, like I said, everything stays cohesive and it all looks like one report as instead of four different mini reports within one.
Four people writing four different
Right.
reports. Yes, I got
Yeah, I know. It's definitely a little, it's not as easy as like when you're going to school and you're physically present.
you. Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna have to make it work the best we can. So with that, let me write down, is there anything you want to do specifically as far as
No, you
any of
just
these?
when I'll let you decide where everybody's sitting with that. You put it out, and I'll take care of. I'll start work on it probably tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and hopefully have
Okay.
everything ready
Okay.
to go.
Let me let's put you down for, are you okay with risk assessment and configuration?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay. So let's do, let's put Chris, we'll put Chris down as recovery strategies and access control.
Yes.
And we'll put Sarah down as incident response and incident reporting. And I will take integration with BCP. Okay. You know what? That actually brings up a good question. Um, for me, just so I kind of understand, kind of like we were just talking about. Because it says right here, ensure alignment with organization's business continuity plan. Um, should I just assume that there's a specific BCP, or should I find one and then kind of base it off of that? What do you think?
Yeah, because I can't imagine.
because none of our
It's
none of our
nothing to
prom.
like it's nothing like we did something at the beginning to develop a business continuity plan, and now we have to integrate it with
Right.
the disaster recovery plan. So I'd do it like you said, as
Kind of just
um,
find one and use that as like an example.
correct.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, I think we're good. I mean, um that pretty much sums up the project as a whole. We just need to make sure that we do one more Zoom call is required per the project requirements.
Okay.
Um,
You want to you want to try? What are you available in the middle of the week?
in the middle of the week, it'll be in the afternoon, which for you guys is probably 8 o'clock would be my earliest.
Because it
Any
would
any day, it doesn't matter what day.
once the week starts, then um, I'm a late person, so it's gonna um, mine would we'd have to do somewhere between 9:30 and 10.
Oh,
Tuesday is
that's totally fine
Tuesdays
because
is
like I said, I'm 3 hours ahead, so that would only be like 6:30 for me.
yeah,
Don't
that's
matter.
um yeah, that would I'd put a thing out there, see if they're good with like 10 on Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
If they don't reply, then you and I can have another meeting
Okay.
either one of those days.
Okay. If if all else fails, are you okay with Saturday as well? Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday is open. Saturday and
Okay.
Sunday I generally will not, if they're still up, because they're young, so they may still be up. I don't get out. I don't Friday and Saturday I don't get out till probably Saturday I don't get home till 4 o'clock in the morning, so that's a no go on
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah.
Um, Friday I don't get home till like 1 o'clock in the morning,
Okay.
so it'd be Sunday. So
Um,
if it's not Wednesday or
yeah.
Thursday, it'd be Sunday.
Okay. Let's right now, let's shoot for Wednesday.
Okay.
Um, do you have a
Let's
specific time?
let's do 10 o'clock at night. See if they're good with that.
Okay. I'll
This
put
will
that out
be
there.
that's like 7 o'clock your time. So yeah, 10 o'clock
Yes. Yeah.
Eastern time.
Yeah. So I'll put that out there. And then like I said, if we can meet, I'm totally fine with that. And then if you would like, we could kind of even just do another quick one on Sunday just to kind of go over everything, make sure we're all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should be good for Wednesday at 10 Eastern. That should be fine for me.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Yeah, it looks like we're good. I'm gonna send these roles in both both Canvas and in the Teams just to
Okay.
make sure that everybody sees it because I don't want to send it in one and one doesn't see it or whatever the case may be. Um,
I would also
so I'll
include
send it
that
in both.
um I would also include that we have to have, because you pointed it out to me and I didn't even realize it was the final written DRP and
Yep.
security policy document.
Yep.
So um that we have to come up with those. So not only does your portion include um the PowerPoint project and um the video recording, but it also includes your portion of the DRP and security policy document.
Right. You know what? And that brings up another good point. I'll also cover because it requires an introduction and a conclusion. So
Mm-hmm.
because you guys are taking risk assessment, configuration management, recovery strategies, access controls. I'll do the introduction and the conclusion as well for the slides.
Okay, and you're gonna do the main slide that says that this is the class and this is everybody that's on the project.
Yeah, yep, I'll cover that as well.
Okay.
And I'll also include obviously the citations. And then what me and Keith did last time was we created like a living document so that whenever we were working, because we would work at separate times, you could just go into the one singular shared document and just upload everything. Um, it was easy to do it that way just because then we're just working on one document instead of everything else. But you know, if
Instead of
everybody else does their own thing, I can put it all together too. That's fine.
So you're gonna put a PowerPoint presentation and a PowerPoint inside of a where we all can access,
Yes.
and
Yep.
then we'll just do
Yeah.
our own slides in there.
Yep. And then if you can't, um, like if somebody is working on their own or whatever, you can just send it to me because it's only going to be like 2 to 3 slides anyways, and I'll upload them all into the same one.
Okay.
Well, there was one more thing that I just remembered. Uh, I don't know. I'm forgetting. I'm blanking. But if I remember, I'll put it in the chat. Cool. Okay. So I think let me stop this recording.